Well, good morning. They told me to stay in the light, so I'm not afraid of you. I'm just doing that for the cameras. So excited to be here this morning. I just want to tell you a little bit about my family. I live in McKinney. I'm on staff at Covenant Church in Carrollton. Me and my wife have been married for about 5 years. And how we got married is somewhat of an interesting story. About 7 years ago, my wife told a friend she thought it would be cool to get engaged and married on the same day. Now, I had no idea how that would work, so I guessed and began planning our wedding behind her back for about 2 years. Each date night, I would ask a different question about wedding stuff. I was in about 13 weddings, so you know I'm a good friend. And at each wedding, I would say, oh, what do you like about this? What do you like about this? And she had a Pinterest page that was entitled My Dream Wedding, and it had 242 photos on it. So basically how it works is this. On June 7th, 2013, I got down on one knee and I said, baby, will you marry me? She said, yes. I said, just kidding. Will you marry me today? And we opened up a room probably about this size, and 100 of our family and friends were standing in there with the sign that said, today. And we rolled in a dress, hairstylist, makeup artist, everything that you would need to get engaged and married on the same day. Then we started having sex right away and had a baby. His name is Jackson. He just turned 3 years old, the absolute love of our life, and we've been enjoying it. We also had the entire event filmed from the morning to the evening. And it was we were engaged, I want to say probably about 8 hours. Okay, so we have tons of engagement advice. And so we put it on YouTube and really didn't know what would happen. We just said, hey, what a crazy day it was. Miami had its second largest hurricane in history on the day of our, like literally a monsoon. They were Lamborghinis underwater. It was remarkable. So we put this up on YouTube. It's 31 minutes long. It's called The Surprise Wedding, and it got about 1.5 million views. And we kind of did a whole tour and got a book deal and wrote a book on dating relationships called The One. And that's sort of me and my wife's little story. But today, I want to talk to you about a guy named Joshua. And I believe Joshua went through something that I believe every man goes through at some point in his life. And we're going to look at Joshua chapter 1. This is what the Bible says. It says, after the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord said to Joshua, son of Nun, Moses' aide, Moses, my servant, is dead. You got to understand something about Moses. In the chapter before, Joshua 1, the Bible tells us that God himself buried Moses in the mountains, okay? You know you're important to God if he does your funeral, okay? Just think about that for a second. Like, Moses is a big deal. And God's now going to his successor and going, hey, Moses, my servant, is dead. You're the guy. You're the man now. You've got to step up. It's on your shoulder. Everything that was on his shoulders is now on you. So now you have a guy, Joshua, who is faced with a lot of fears, a lot of insecurities going, I'm not really sure that I can do what Moses did, because Moses is such a big deal that even in the New Testament, they still call it the law of Moses. Okay, like Moses is a big deal to God and people, and you're kind of just the guy that's got to step into his shoes, and that's not always fun. And there's, I believe, lots of goals, visions, and dreams represented in this room that, man, there could be a lot of apprehensions to stepping into that of going, man, what if I'm not as good as, and you fill in the blank. Here's what God says to him. Be strong and courageous, because you will lead these people to inherit the land I swore to their ancestors to give them. Be strong and very courageous. Be careful to obey all the law my servant Moses gave you. Do not turn from it to the right or to the left, that you may be successful wherever you go. Right at the top of the new year, I believe we've all got great goals. I believe there is often a gap between who we are in who we want to be. Nobody starts off the year saying, man, you know what? I really hope I gain 40 pounds this year, okay? No one has bad goals, okay? Like we all have goals of being greater later. We all have goals of losing weight later, eating healthier later, saving later. We all want to be greater later, but at what point will we wake up and go, today's the day? Today is the day that I'm going to be the husband I know I'm supposed to be. Today's the day I'm going to be the father I know I'm supposed to be. It's like it takes so much for us to change. What was a catalyst moment for me was I had a friend here in Dallas. She was 31 years old, and she actually passed away of stage 4 cancer a couple of years ago. And I like to say that Liz was a extra mile person. And when I say extra mile, I mean that quite literally. We went to her memorial service at a church in South Dallas. The place was packed. And I began to share my extra mile Liz story. I always say, you know who your real friends are on moving day because all these people tell you they're going to help you move, and then day of, random stuff happens. Their kid just started playing soccer out of nowhere, okay? Like things just happen. Like you don't even do that normally. When did you start golfing? So all these things begin to happen on the day that you're moving, and that's what happened to me. I had 20 people say, oh, I'm going to help you move. I'm going to help you move. But all of them bailed. They were getting their hair done. They were playing intramural basketball. Like, you don't even play basketball. And so, but Liz says to me, she goes, I'm available, but I don't have a car. I go, you know what? I've got the moving truck at my new place. If you can somehow get to my old place, my key is underneath the tire, but don't worry about it. And so Liz put on a raincoat. It was thunder and lightning outside. She lived on the other side of downtown Dallas. I lived on the other side, and she put on a raincoat and ran 3 miles through downtown Dallas, packed up my car, and brought up a whole load to my house. And I just thought, who are you? What type of person are you? And so I'm sharing this story at her memorial service, and then other people are like, no. I have a better Liz story. And so, and what should have been a sad day actually turned into a pretty happy day because we're all sharing these stories about a woman that was just living her life to the fullest to help as many people as she possibly could. And her husband, he got up and he said, I want to teach you today the 25 things I learned from my wife, Lizzie. And he said, number 1, do crap. And everybody was like, what? He goes, yeah, she just did crap all the time. She just woke up and just would do it. She would just do crap. And he said, number 2, do crap today. She didn't wait. And I left that memorial service with this thought. Become today who you intend to be tomorrow. Become today who you intend to be tomorrow, because tomorrow is not promised to anybody. And he opened up 1 Corinthians 13, which most of us know as the love chapter. And he began to read, love is patient, love is kind, love is not self-seeking. And then he decided to say, hey, couldn't we all substitute the word love for Liz? And then he said it out loud. Liz is patient. Liz is kind. Liz is not self-seeking. And it was a beautiful moment at this memorial service. And some of me and my friends were walking out, and a girl goes, I want somebody to be able to, like, substitute my name for, like, a Bible verse. Like, wouldn't that be awesome? I was like, you're going to have to start being kind, okay? Like, you have to start being patient, okay? You're going to have to start, like, people aren't just going to make up stuff about you, okay? But isn't that true for us? We want people to say, yeah, he's generous. But for somebody to say that about you, you're going to have to be generous. Like, we want our kids to say, well, he was a great father. But for them to say that, we don't want them to lie. It's going to have to be true. So the question you got to ask yourself for this year, the question you have to ask yourself this morning is, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Are you waiting for your circumstances to change, for you to change your circumstances? Are you waiting for more money? Are you waiting for more opportunities? Are you waiting for someone to validate who you are and what you do for you to change? You're really smart. You can figure that out. Go home and you write down, okay, this is what I'm waiting for before I decide to be the person I want to be tomorrow. But here's a question you may never know the answer to. Who's waiting on you? Who is waiting on you? What person is perhaps in an employment line right now, filling out an application that's waiting on you for your business to take off, and you will provide resources for their family for generations to come? Who's waiting on you? Who's waiting on your book? Who's waiting on your film? Who is waiting on you while you make up your mind on if you have what it takes to change? And what I love about what God tells Joshua is he continues to tell him, as we can see highlighted in yellow, that he tells him to continuously be strong and be courageous. As a part of the surprise wedding and sort of all of the crazy media tour that we did, we went on Good Morning America, the Today Show, and one of the shows that we went on was the Queen Latifah Show. And when you go on national television, there's a show and then there's the pre-show. So in the pre-show, they basically ask you all the same questions that the TV personality will also ask you. So they asked us 3 questions. Well, once we were actually filming, Queen Latifah goes for a 4th question that I wasn't ready for. She says, "Hey, Amanda, do you think you could surprise Ryan the same way he surprised you?" My wife looked at Queen Latifah and said, "Yeah, I think I can." I'm like, "What are we going to do? Go to the moon? Like, you got a wedding, okay? Like, what is the equivalent for me? Like, I don't really know." But I'm like, "Sure, let's go with it." She said, "Well, Ryan, me and the Queen have been working on a little surprise for you, so go ahead and check out the screen." So I'm sitting up at the front, and there's this screen in the back of the studio, and I look at the screen, and all of a sudden this guy pops up on the screen, and it's Kobe Bryant, and he says, "Hey, Ryan," okay? In that moment, I peed on myself right on her couch, okay? I said, what in the world is going on? Like, listen, I was breaking down "Hey, Ryan" like it was a Bible verse. I said, he said, "Hey," which is a greeting term that people use in America as friends. Ryan, that's me, okay? Like I'm like, what in the world? How does he know my name? What in the world is going on? And he said, "Hey, Ryan, I heard about this extravagant wedding that you pulled off for your wife. She wanted to return the favor, so I am formally extending an invitation to you to come to Staples Center and just hang out with the Lakers. You pick the game, and let's just hang out." And I'm thinking, oh, my gosh, you're winning? Yes. Okay, the game is tied. This is awesome. I can't wait. And so I picked a game that would be about 2 months from the date of the filming of the show. So I had 2 months to prepare to meet Kobe Bryant. Now, I don't really get starstruck, but, like, even celebrities get nervous to meet Kobe Bryant, okay? Like, it's another stratosphere. So I started practicing how I would meet Kobe in the shower, you know, because I'm, "Hey, Kobe, I'm Ryan." It's too deep. It's too deep. You're doing too much. It's too deep. "Hey, Kobe, look, what are you, 12? Okay, like, don't do that. Like, you can't wear a jersey. Do I wear all purple or all gold? No, I'm wearing normal clothes, okay? Do I ask for an autograph? No, Kobe, it's an honor for you to meet me. Okay, you should ask me for my autograph." I'm going back and forth. Like, what is it that we're actually going to talk about it? And I'm like, okay. So then I got the video, and I'm breaking down the video. I'm like, okay. He said, "Hang out." Well, what does hang out mean? We're gonna get coffee? Is he a latte guy? Are we gonna eat after the game? Are we gonna get steak? Do I pay? No, he's paying for sure, okay? So you're trying to figure out, like, what are we going to do when we get there? And I'm trying to figure out, man, what in the world could we talk about? And this is what I landed on. The only way that me and Kobe Bryant would have an intriguing conversation is if I was in the NBA. It's the only way. And what I mean by that is we would simply talk about work. How's work? Well, I'm playing for this team, and you're playing for this team. Now, I don't know if you can tell from where you're sitting, I'm 6'3", very good at basketball. I was an All-American in college and can play really good. But there's a difference between, like right in this very second, I'm 24-hour fitness amazing, okay? But there's a difference between the YMCA and the NBA, okay? Just in case you're wondering what the difference is, there's a gap. Nevertheless, I thought, I'm going to get in All-American shape again. I'm gonna change my diet, and I'm gonna try out for an NBA team, and we're gonna go for it. Well, one of my friends played for the Bulls, and he got cut and got waived from the team. And so we're in Dallas working out. We're playing one-on-one. I'm 6'3", 200 pounds. He's 6'6", about 245, which is about average in the NBA. And so we start playing one-on-one. We played 5 times. He beat me 11-6 every time. So I could score on him, but he could significantly score on me more, okay? Like, there was definitely a gap. And I sat on this bench in this Dallas gymnasium, and I thought to myself, I'm going to fail. I'm going to fail, man. This was a horrible idea. Why in the world would you even do that? And don't we do that often? I mean, isn't it interesting that we predict failure, but have you ever not taken a test because you knew you were going to fail? Like, how do you actually know that you're going to fail unless you take the test? And that day in that gymnasium, a project of mine was birthed entitled Chasing Failure. And here's the premise. I wanted to ask every single person I meet this question. What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? What would you do? Like, you pick. And here's what I believe. I believe we live in a world, and there's this long line of people that are trying to chase success. I decided I wanted to start a brand new line of people that were chasing failure. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to travel the country and teach people about failure. And I'm going to teach people to chase their dreams and not be afraid of failure. And here's why. Every successful person you and I know has this in common. They failed. Yet so many people are looking for success. And I'm going, you know what? What if there's something that they learned in their failures that helped them be successful? And so when I met Kobe Bryant, I said, hey, my name's Ryan Leak. I'm a filmmaker, and my next film is called Chasing Failure. I want to ask everybody what they would do if they knew they couldn't fail. Kobe Bryant's a very intense, focused individual. He looked at me just like this. He goes, everybody in America needs to hear that message. I'm like, what you said, Kobe? Yeah, don't steal my idea, okay? I'm telling you, okay? Don't go and make a film. I'm doing that right now. And so I'm like, yeah, I'm going to... I didn't tell him what I was going to fail, though. I messed up my pitch. I'm like, oh, man, now I got to tell him I'm trying out for the NBA. I go, hey, I'm going to be trying out for the NBA. He goes, yeah, do it. I'm like, oh, man, now I actually have to do it, okay? I just wanted me and you to have a good conversation. Now you got to understand something. This is how the NBA works. They don't let pastors try out for their team, okay? This is not a men's league. Okay? This is the National Basketball Association. There's only 450 people on the planet in the NBA. So I'm going, okay, now I've told my church, my family, my friends, leadership conferences, and now Kobe Bryant that I am chasing failure and I'm going to be trying out for an NBA team. The only problem is I don't actually have an NBA team that's actually giving me a tryout. So I did the same thing we all do when we don't know what to do. I Googled it, okay? So I found a media press website that has all of the PR contacts for every NBA team. And I started emailing them one by one. I started with the Boston Celtics. I said, hey, my name's Ryan, and I got a project called Chasing Failure. I'd like to try out for your basketball team, and here's why. I believe there are Boston Celtics fans all across the city that are afraid to fail, and I don't think they should. I don't think they should be afraid to fail. So let's take their dreams off the shelf together. You believe in that message so much, you let a complete stranger try out for your basketball team. What do you say? Hey, here's the deal. I'm probably going to fail, but what if I don't? There's only one way to find out. Let me try. I hit send on that email, and I thought, Ryan, who in the world do you think you are? Like, why did you just email the Boston Celtics? And I got really nervous and scared, and I just ran off and went to lunch, and all of a sudden I looked at my phone and I had an email back, replied. Boston Celtics said, hey, Ryan, we love this story. It's just not for us at this time. We wish you the best of luck. I thought, oh, man. Rejection. They told me no. But then I thought, wait a second. Did the Boston Celtics just email me back? Like, what did you do today? Think about that for a second, okay? I'm going, wait a minute. That's one team down. 29 to go. So I just kept emailing. Then I got real happy, and I emailed Nike. I said, hey, I hit them up on Twitter, direct message. I said, hey, I'm doing a documentary. Love to work out in some of your gear. Who wouldn't? And they said, email John. I said, okay. I emailed John. I hit send, and I got scared again, and I went to lunch. Checked my phone. I had a reply back from John. He said, hey, man, this sounds cool. What size shoe do you wear? Size shorts, size sweatshirt, socks, everything? And they sent me $2,000 worth of gear to my house the next day, and they said, work hard on our gear. Good luck. I said, you know what? Failure ain't too bad these days, boy. Let me tell you, boy. I've succeeded, but failure is feeling pretty good. And then I heard back from the Milwaukee Bucks. I heard back from the Clippers. The Clippers said, hey, we get about 100 requests a month, and it'd be a $50,000 permit just to film. I said, bless you in Jesus' name. I'm good. Not today. So then the Phoenix Suns wrote back and said, we love this idea. Can you come on Monday? I said, like this Monday? This was on a Friday, okay? Like, imagine it being today, okay? And then, like, on Monday, I'm like, yeah, I could be there. They're like, yeah, bring your camera crew. I said, yeah, we'll be there, me and these people that apparently work for me. And yes, we'll be there on Monday. So I go to the video guy at my church. I go, hey, man, I know we ain't talked in a while. Listen, I need to holler at you for a second. Hey, man, I need you to go with me to Phoenix, man, film some stuff. He said, what are we filming? I said, listen, let's not get into all to the details of what we're going to be doing, okay? Just get on the plane, turn on the camera. We're going to have some fun. He goes, well, what are we going for? I said, man, I'm going to be, I'm doing this documentary. It's called Chasing Failure. I'm trying out for the Phoenix Suns. He goes, Ryan, what are we really doing in Phoenix? I go, I'm serious. I said, I'm trying out for the Phoenix Suns. He goes, and you think they're just going to let us walk in there with my little 7D Canon and I'm just going to start filming? I go, yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. I go, I don't believe it either, but that's what they're telling me, so we're just going to go. The other conversation was even crazier with my pastor. I went to him, I said, hey, man, you know that meeting we got on Tuesday? I ain't going to be there. He's like, where you going to be? I said, I'm going to Phoenix. He goes, oh, you speaking in Phoenix? No. Playing basketball. He goes, so you're skipping work to go play basketball in Phoenix? Technically, yes. But I know I didn't even tell you about it because I didn't even think it was going to happen. It just kind of evolved. I emailed some people. Somebody said yes. Long story short, I'm trying out for the Phoenix Suns on Monday. No big deal. He goes, my young adults pastor is trying out for the Phoenix Suns on Monday. Yes. He goes, why? I go, it's called Chasing Failure. You know, it's this whole deal. And he goes, but what if you make the team? I said, well, I'm going to quit. Duh. What do you think I'm going to do? Huh? You think I'm going to come back here? What? Why? No. I'm gone. Bye. I said, but don't worry. I'm going to fail, okay? Pray for me or don't. Whatever you want to do. This is what you get to do. You get to go home, type in chasingfailure.com, and you get to watch a 15-minute documentary of me trying out for the Phoenix Suns over the course of 2 days. Spoiler alert, I failed. But can I tell you something? It was one of the greatest days of my life because it was a day that the fear of failure broke off of my life. And there's a moment in the documentary you'll see I'm running back and forth. I swear they were trying to kill me. And I'm running past. I'm completely gassed. I'm completely embarrassed in front of the whole team. And I keep running past this logo, and it says the Phoenix Suns. It's the Phoenix Suns logo. And I asked myself, how did you get here? I mean, how in the world did you get? Because you could be running past a 24-hour fitness logo right now, but you're not. You're on the Phoenix Suns practice court. How did you get here? And I realized something. Chasing failure took me further than chasing success ever did. It brought me to a place that I couldn't have got if I was actually trying to succeed. And you know what I realized? Is this verse came to mind on that court. Be strong and very courageous. And I love verse 9. It says, have I not commanded you? I mean, this is the type of verse that's in like a lot of bathrooms, you know, be strong and courageous, as if it's a nice suggestion. But in this verse, he's going, I'm not giving you an option. I command you, be strong and be courageous. I mean, do not commit adultery. It's like, okay. I get it. I get why that's wrong. But be strong and courageous, it's just a different type of command. And here is why God can command that we be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. I'm not encouraging you to be strong and courageous because you're awesome. I'm encouraging you to be strong and courageous because I'm awesome. I am my own insurance policy. I'm not banking on your skill set for you to be successful. I am not banking on your experience or your pedigree for you to be successful. I'm banking on the fact that you trust me. And that whatever it is that you're doing, whatever it is that your feet are going, whatever it is that you are trying to accomplish, it is because you have a sense and a belief that I am with you. Because I am with you, there is no reason why you shouldn't be strong and courageous. So Joshua, as you step into new seasons, I got you. I'm on your side. As I was with him, I will be with you. Be strong and very courageous. What would you do if you knew you could not fail? Even better question than that is this. What would you do if you knew that God was with you all the way? God, I thank you so much for Wingman. I thank you for each and every person in this room. And I pray, God, that you would give us an insane amount of bravery. I pray, God, that we would be extremely strong and courageous. Whatever goals, whatever dreams we have for this year, God, I pray that every single man in this room would know that you're behind them and that they would step forward to become the person they intend to be tomorrow. In Jesus' name I pray. Everybody said, amen.